What is up, everyone? Welcome. No, don't start again.
Wow.
You made yourself laugh on that one. Come on.
Sorry. I like cold openings and just
wait.
and just people talking in the back. It makes me laugh.
Like you've never made yourself laugh before, Lewis.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Whatever, guys. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Okay, whatever.
I'm a fan of like dialogue in the back, like where it's a random ass conversation, and then I just like go straight into it. It makes me
kind of like an infomercial. Everybody's like talking, and all of a sudden the guy just turns and faces the camera.
Yes,
Have you ever had this issue where you're a white person and you can't hold a bowl of chips and a soda and eat at the same time because, God forbid, we don't have anything called an end cable? Now, this is what you need, dumbasses.
I thought you were gonna go with you're a white boy and you need you can't handle a basketball or something. I was like, what?
No, it's too early to go racial.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Man Bites.
It's never too early to go racial. Come on now.
As always, I'm your host, Brandon. Joining me is the regular Clue, like the game.
And we're not Englishing well right off the bat, ladies and
like
gentlemen.
the board game. As you can tell, that's the regular crew. We got William.
Hell yeah, we got William. William in the shit house. I am way too Latino.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. And we got Lewis.
That was like white.
Can I go again?
No.
Not allowed.
No. And Lewis on the other end.
What up?
As always, if you are joining us or if you're new, we are a weekly movie podcast. We get together once a week and we talk about movie news. We review one movie all together. And at the end, we have our individual reviews. And we have a new segment called the Movie Bucket List, which will be a surprise when we get there. So, as I said, Lewis, take it away with the movie news. Or not really movie news this week. Kind of like a variation on it.
Yeah, we're going back to our roots, which is basically we used to do every week what's coming up on Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and all the streaming networks that we really enjoy listening and watching too because they're freaking awesome. So Netflix has dropped this month of March A Clockwork Orange, which you all know I have a major hard-on for. Apollo 13.
That's why you pushed to do this.
This is the only reason.
Ladies and gentlemen. We were discussing pre-show about what we should talk about. He's like, no, we are definitely doing this. And I'm going, there's got to be a reason why. What is the reason? And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the only reason why. Everything else doesn't matter. It's just about A Clockwork Orange debuting on Netflix. So that's it.
Which, for anyone that doesn't know, A Clockwork Orange is my favorite film of all time. Period. Hands down. No holds bar. I mean, the closest thing is Lord of the Rings, and that's it's.
I can't believe that's your favorite movie. Like I know you have a Man Bites Retro on it, which if you guys don't listen to Man Bites Retro, you should definitely go do that. And I guess you go more into detail about why you enjoy that movie in that show.
Yeah,
but
definitely. If you want to know why I really enjoy it, go check out the retro that we have that's called Clockwork Orange, and you'll be able to find it on there because I really go into the psychology of it and all that jazz.
What a segue on my part. I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back on that one. God,
right. Look at that.
Look at me
Someone
being a good
hosting.
host. I'm so bad.
I want to see a combination of Clockwork Orange and Orange is the New Black and just call it Clockwork Orange is the New Black. And it's a sequel movie about Wade's time in jail.
Alex's time in jail?
Alex's time in jail, like documented. And they put him in the wrong jail, so he's in jail with all those women and then Justin Bieber.
Yo, you should definitely write like a script about that. I would.
It sounds like a.
And I want Justin Bieber to be played by that actress that's on Saturday Night Live that always plays him.
It sounds like a bad porn. Seriously,
it sounds like a parody porn, like the what was
Harry
it? The pirate.
Harry Fucker.
No. Like the Pirates one, the XXX like porn parody of Pirates of the Caribbean. If you've never seen that, you should definitely go do yourself a favor and like look up a couple scenes because it is.
I would pay to see Harry Fucker. That'd just be hilarious.
I mean, there's so many Harry Potter fucking parodies and porn parodies. Oh yeah.
I think it'll be a
Oh,
good.
yeah.
You know what? From now on, Harry Potter will be known to me as Harry Fucker.
Wow.
Moving
And
on.
the plot
I think
thickens,
and
everyone.
I think you can get to a new low.
Oh, we could go even further. Actually, let's plug our next candlelit
But we don't
blowjob
want to talk
because
about your marriage.
we are going to be doing a candlelit blowjob on the Twilight Saga.
So, as you guys remember,
Dude, I want in on that one. I want in on that one. You cannot cut me out. Special guest William Phoenix.
hey, I'm whatever. Like,
Oh my god, I'm gonna sit back and rip that apart with a glass of wine.
so, as you guys know, we did an episode where we all reviewed Twilight, the original movie, but Lewis wanted to do the entire series, so all 5 films. So that's going to be interesting because they progressively get worse and worse.
Why?
I didn't want to do
Wait,
this.
did you say all 5 films?
Yeah, there's 5 films.
There's 4.
No, the last movie is divided into 2 films. So there's 4 books.
it's
Yeah,
Twilight,
you know they did the same thing as Harry
Dawn.
Potter. They had to break it up into 2.
It's
But
Twilight.
What I'm saying is
Twilight,
is
New
a
Moon.
trilogy.
No,
A
it's
trilogy.
No. It's Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn Part 1, Breaking Dawn Part 2. There's 5 movies.
Okay, like I don't mean
Yeah.
to say that this was really a traumatic experience, but somewhere along the way, I literally cut out an entire movie out of my memory because I can only remember 3 of them.
Hey,
Yeah,
at least
I'm
it's not as bad as Harry Potter. I cut out 3 of them, so
Wow.
I'm not sure if Twilight, which franchise was it which was the first franchise that divided the final book into 2 movies? Was it Harry Potter or Twilight? I'm not sure.
Harry Potter.
It was Harry Potter?
I think it was Twilight, actually.
Let's find out.
So, are you saying that Harry Potter copied Twilight?
Wow.
No, I'm saying that Twilight tried to do something and fucked up, and Potter went, "Hang on, this is how it's done."
I strongly disagree. Anyways,
Strongly suck my
moving
nuts.
on. Also, Saving Mr. Banks is on Netflix. Music and lyrics, which if you have not seen this is a fucking awesome movie.
Speaking, not to get out of it, but did you see the photo release? Because you said Saving Mr. Banks, and I thought, and Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers.
Yes, it looks good. I am kind of enthusiastic about it.
So it was Harry Potter actually that did it first.
Ha! Trendsetter.
I don't know about that.
I swear. So Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out in 2011, and Part 1 of Breaking Dawn came out in 2011. So Harry Potter did it first. There you go.
That's kind of close.
Yeah, it's super close, but yes, technically Harry Potter did it first.
So, music and lyrics, if you haven't seen that movie, it's really good. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, that's another really good one as well. Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street is one of my personal favorite musicals. So I really enjoyed it.
I'm
is that the Johnny Depp version that's coming out?
Yep.
Yeah. Not spoilers, but I guess a little bit looking into the future. I'm going to actually be reviewing a film that stars Helena Bonham Carter, and she is in Sweeney Todd. So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what movie is that?
We will find out in the individual reviews, William.
Yes, we will. Blue Jasmine, Woody Allen movies, which if you guys don't know, I really enjoy Woody Allen movies. The man's an atrocious human being, but his movies are really good.
And if you guys don't know by now, the reason why he enjoys Woody Allen movies, it's just because his name is Woody.
No. Christopher Robin came out as well.
Because you guys can skip that.
Speaking of Woody, there's a new Toy Story 4 trailer. Or the first actual trailer. Sorry. But I just thought of that. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I wasn't fully impressed by it.
I just derailed this so hard. I'm sorry. It's my bad.
Um,
But anyway, moving on because we don't want to get away from Stanley Kubrick.
Arrested Development season 5 came out.
I've actually heard kind of meh things about it.
I'm really enjoying it so
Huh?
far.
What was that, William?
Oh no,
What?
you were saying something and you got cut off by Lewis, and then Lewis started talking,
Oh,
and I couldn't hear you, and so I went, huh?
no,
And
it's
then
okay. It's okay. I said that I've heard like meh things about Arrested Development season 5. What is this, part 2 or something like that? It's called like
Yeah,
that.
part 2.
Yeah, I've heard it's like all right. It's nothing out of this world.
I mean, season 4 was okay. It was decent. I mean, there's nothing that compares to the first 3 seasons of it ever.
Yeah.
Because that was completely revolutionary what they did, and now they're rehashing that revolutionary concept that was revolutionary 10 years ago, not now. You know,
You
so
use revolutionary like 10 times in that sentence, but I loved every second of it.
talking about another revolutionary show,
Damn it.
Queer Eye season 3 is on now, and
Yo,
I
Queer Eye is
binge
great.
watched the shit out of that show.
I haven't
One
seen
day.
the new. I
One
haven't.
day.
Jesus, I haven't seen the new season, but like my girlfriend was like, "You need to watch." She was like,
Oh.
"Let me show you like an episode or two." Like I hadn't seen it, and I watched it and I was like, "This is very enjoyable."
I challenge somebody to not cry after watching at least 3 episodes of that. It is a tearjerker. It will bring you to tears in a happy way. It's not in a sad way. And oh yeah, I'm totally sold on this season 2. It is really good. I'll probably do a second through in the next few months.
You're
Um,
savage.
I love that show. Period. The first 2 seasons I watched at least 2 or 3 times. It was really good.
Wow.
Amazon Prime is actually releasing Little House on the Prairie season 1
Get
through
the
9.
fuck out of here! I'm sorry. What?
Little House on the Prairie.
The show
seasons.
from the 70s.
Yep.
Oh my god. I used to so the reason I'm so excited is I kind of have like a soft spot for that show because it was it was one of those
I know
shows
you
that
do.
when you would stay home, they would play it like on like
I hated that show so much.
why?
I never got into it. It was just too wholesome for me.
You suck.
It was
It's
like the Brady. It was like the Brady Bunch, but of the Old West.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes place
I don't
in
like
this-
westerns that much, so
Neither do I. Neither
really
do
didn't
I.
help.
Neither do I. Maybe it's not that I like the show per se, or maybe I do. It's just that I associate Little House on the Prairie.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia of like staying home because like I played hooky from school or I was sick or whatever, and I kind of watched that show as something on TV. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe it is a bad show. I don't really remember Little House on the Prairie, but I do remember it like in a nostalgic sort of way. So who
Yeah.
knows?
And then American Beauty is coming out, Double
Oh, okay.
Jeopardy, Major Pain, which I love that movie. That
Double-
movie was awesome.
Double Jeopardy. That's, Double Jeopardy, is that the one with Tommy Lee Jones and what's
Yep.
this lady's name?
Yep.
That's a good movie.
Forgot her name.
It was something Jew. No.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, I'm gonna look it up.
Here,
I can't remember it either.
I'll look it up.
So that's Amazon. For Hulu, 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag, which I love.
Oh dear God!
That movie
One of
was
Joe
awesome.
Pesci's worst movies.
Oh, come on. I saw that in theaters. That was awesome.
It was a paycheck movie, and you know it.
Oh yeah, 100%, but it's still fun. Both the Ace Ventura movies, which I have an unusual obsession with. American Beauty,
Ashley Judd.
There you
Yes.
Yeah.
The Crying Game is actually coming on to Hulu now too. Easy Rider, Edward Scissorhands, Fire in the Sky, JFK, the original
Wait, what was Fire in the Sky? Why does that sound familiar?
1993 film. Shoot, let me pull it up.
Fire in the Sky. I'll look it up.
It's with Robert Patrick. Crap. It has a very famous soundtrack. That's what I remember from. Peter Berg is in it. It's Arizona logger mysteriously disappears for 5 days in an alleged encounter with a flying saucer in 1975.
Yes. Okay,
Never
that
seen
makes
this
sense.
movie before in my life.
So it's a really good like TV movie-ish. I don't know. I remember it as a TV movie.
It's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, it is. Jumanji, the original.
What's that
right?
coming out on Hulu?
Hulu, yeah.
Hulu.
Office Space came out. Waterworld, which I have a soft spot for Waterworld.
I like Waterworld. I don't care what people say about it. It's a good.
Exactly.
I just want to see the scene in Office Space when he's beating the shit out of the computer.
Yo, they came up with the pops.
Yeah, they did.
Oh my god, there's pops.
Not only is there an Office Space pops, there's literally the pop of
the printer.
Of the
of that scene.
Michael Bolton and what's his name beating the printer.
Oh my god,
yeah.
yes,
it's awesome. What Lies Beneath, Suburbia.
Oh, nice.
Well, that was a good movie.
Suburbia is a fucking awesome movie. If you haven't seen that, and you have Hulu,
Suburbia was basically a remake of Window with a View. If you watch Alfred Hitchcock and you know what it's about, it's basically that's what it's about. It stars. Don't
ask me the star names, dude.
It's the kid from Transformers.
No, you're thinking of Disturbia.
Yeah, Disturbia is the one that you're thinking of.
Oh,
Suburbia is the punk film.
Suburbia is the one with Flea and all that stuff.
Yes. Okay. Yes. No. Okay. Then it's not like Window with a View because I was getting it wrong.
and it's not Window with a View.
It's not Window with a View.
Or whatever the hell it's
Rear
called.
Window you're thinking of, right?
You
take it in the rear.
uncultured
That's what
swine. Rear Window, you...
Whatever. Suburbia, actually, I was in a play, Suburbia, in college, which actually a small part, but it was a lot of fun doing.
Oh, it was so good.
Anyway, we're moving on, right? Yes,
Yeah.
we are moving on.
Yeah.
Free Solo is officially on Hulu as well. Like
That's-
Water
Is
for
that
Chocolate.
a Star Wars movie? With,
No.
That's really creepy. So recently, like, shut up, man. Recently, I'm like here at my house, and I get back with my girlfriend, and my dad's watching this documentary on National Geographic called Free Solo, and it's about the guy that he basically, without any ropes, he climbed El Capitan, which is a mountain in Yosemite National Park, which is like over 3,000 feet with no ropes.
That's the one that won Best Documentary at the Academy Awards this year.
Yeah.
Oh, did it? It was this year that won it?
Yeah.
And it's not just about him. It's actually
happened. Like 3 weeks ago.
William, I didn't watch the Academy Awards. Do you not remember this?
All right, so the movie is not just about him. It's actually about the whole invention of rock climbing and how it came to be, and it follows each of the people and each of the stages where people made a huge leap when it came to rock climbing.
Honestly, coming from somebody that doesn't give a flying shit about or knows anything about rock climbing, it was actually an entertaining documentary.
Oh, it very much was, dude.
Definitely,
because I never gave a shit about rock climbing either until I saw this, and I was like, "Wow, this is awesome, dude."
I've actually rock climbed. It's actually a really good workout. It's really fun too.
Yeah, it is. Like Water for Chocolate is also on there now. The Fog, the original The Fog. Assassination Nation, which is really good too. And this is a movie that this last one is a really good movie that holds the world record for destroying artistic freedom to directors in the 80s. It's called Heaven's Gate, and it is actually one of the biggest bombs. I think it actually holds the record as the biggest bomb in the box office ever.
What is this?
I don't know, because John Carter definitely.
By far, dude.
It's a 5-hour movie.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, guess what movie we're never going to be reviewing?
Dude, I thought movies were long, like not to say that they're bad or anything. They're actually good movies, but like, Lawrence of Arabia, that's almost a 4-hour movie. How long is
Titanic is a little over 3 hours.
Yeah, no, but like, what's
Yeah,
the
but it doesn't feel like that.
what's the Gone with the Wind? How long is that movie? It's like 4 hours, right?
4 hours too. Yeah.
That's a long ass movie. 5 hours and 25 minutes. Get the hell
Yep.
out of here, dude. The hell was sit
There's-
through that shit?
There's an amazing documentary on YouTube about Heaven's Gate, and it goes into all the production stuff that they had to go through. Oh my god, it is awesome. And if you watch this movie, sit down and watch the documentary first, because it's going to intrigue you to watch the movie in the end. It is hilarious. This is the one that I told you about, that the director refused to modify the set in any way. His production designer actually wanted to extend the road on one of the scenes, and he's like, oh, I could just tear down one of the sides and rebuild it a little bit farther back. And he's like, no, you must tear down the whole thing. So he had to tear down the whole set that they just built and rebuild the whole damn thing because his ego wanted it. Oh my god, it is awesome.
Actually, so I'm reading up on it. It lost the studio an estimated $37 million, which I guess whoever edited this on Wikipedia, as of 2012, that's $114 million that they lost. So that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's viewed as one of the worst films ever made.
Yep.
I've never even heard of this movie until today. This sounds...
It's legendary because of the bullshit that the director put the studio through. This was the final nail in the coffin. If you noticed, the 80s were... The 70s had like these very like amazing directors that were coming out of the woodwork with different styles of directing and all that stuff, and kind of going as far as you can artistically. And then the 80s was just popcorn movies and horror movies because of this guy. This guy set the path for that whole thing. The studios took complete control and made the studio system as we know it now.
So the film resurfaced in a director's cut that totals 2 hours and 29 minutes. So they cut literally half of the movie off. More than half of the movie. Which is insane. But yeah, continue. I'm kind of fascinated by this movie, by how bad it looks.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what makes it fun. But anyways, that's the wrap up of what do you call it? Movies that are coming out on the streaming networks.
Awesome. All right, guys. So stay tuned after this quick little break, and we're going to come at you with our new segment, the Movie Bucket List. All right, guys. Welcome back to our new segment, the Movie Bucket List, which is where William brings us a secret movie from these posters he has, and we basically decide if it should or should not be on this list. So, William, take it away, because Lewis and I do not know what this movie is.
Well, I tried to tell you guys, but you guys were like, no, we don't want to know. So, fine. I'm going to tell you.
All right, Carter.
The way you said that sounds so fake, too. It's like, okay, yeah, they don't know what it is. We actually don't know what it is.
No, they really don't. Because, like, honestly, like, I was like, we usually, like, pre-show, you talk about what you're going to talk about. And I'm like, oh, by the way, guys, this is the movie that I'm picking. They're like, we don't want to know. And I'm like, well, then fine, then. Screw you guys.
All right. So, William, what is the movie this week?
So the movie this week is a movie that changed forever the ways that certain scenes can be filmed.
Oh, boy.
I know, right?
Yeah. Started off as a trilogy. It started off as a good movie, and then they made a trilogy out of it, which they kind of fucked up on, depending on your opinion.
I know what you're bringing. Okay, I know exactly what you're... Okay, okay.
It was a movie that nobody had ever seen before, or a style that had anybody ever seen before, and it's what brought Keanu Reeves from surfer boy, airhead, pothead
You've gone too far.
Live action star.
Yes.
Where he still acts like a stoner pothead.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like,
yes.
Also, I should go back because I believe Speed was before this movie.
Yo, I will fight anyone that says Speed is a bad movie. I swear to God.
Twister is awesome.
Twister and Speed are amazing. Sorry.
I believe Speed came out before this movie.
Yes,
If you
it did.
haven't figured it out,
Of course.
now,
That was 90s.
yeah.
Well, so is this movie.
What we're talking about this week is The Matrix.
Hey.
Yes.
The Wachowski brothers are now the Wachowski siblings, or whatever the hell they go by now.
Aren't they both sisters now?
Oh, actually, yes, they are. That completely.
What?
Yes, they are.
What?
They
They're both
transitioned.
sisters.
Yes.
I think they both transitioned 100% now.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, congratulations to them. I'm not we're not sitting here going, making fun of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was not aware.
Lana Wachowski and Lily Wachowski. They're both
When the
trans
hell
women.
did this happen?
I think one of them transitioned, and then I guess the other one transitioned after, like a couple years.
I know
after.
one transitioned like maybe 10 years ago. It was a little bit after I forgot. It was right before one of these bomb movies came out. The last two movies that came out.
Jupiter Ascending, that one?
No, before the other one. Damn it, Cloud Atlas. The mess of a film.
Don't you like that movie?
I enjoy it, but it's still a mess.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, whatever. We're getting derailed here. So, The Matrix, which came out in I think 98 or 99, right?
1998, if you want to double check, but I believe it's 1998.
99 actually, March 31st, 1999. So,
okay.
So yeah, this The Matrix, like William said, is definitely a movie that had never been done before. It's like a mixture of like an action film with those like kung fu movies, like what's that really famous?
It was revolutionary not only because of that, but it was actually one of the first ones that were transferred to digital for the cinemas.
Was it?
So
okay.
yeah, and it also started up like how Avatar started up the 3D craze.
Yes.
The Matrix was the first one that introduced the DVDs. So this was the start of DVDs, was when this film came out. And it was because the digital transfer, it was a lot easier to convert to a DVD. And also the audio sound for this film was the first time that they used Dolby Digital 100% in the film.
Dolby? Sorry.
Dolby.
Sorry.
Not to be confused with Harry Fucker.
I hate you guys, by the way.
So I love everything about this movie. The aesthetic of the film, like everyone is super cool, and like everyone's wearing shades when it's like a super like dark ass room and no one can see anything, and everyone's wearing these like long trench coats, and the choreography of the fights is super super cool. And I completely agree with you, William, that honestly, Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions are both hot pieces of garbage.
All right. So
the second one wasn't that bad. The third one was just
Revolutions is crap.
The third one was good for one thing, and that was Captain Mifune on the fucking mech unit.
Yeah, that scene. Shit. Yeah,
that scene, like it got copied by Avatar. That's how good of a scene it was.
I actually, you know what's funny? Like
Avatar copying something is really not a good way to go. Oh, this is why it made it so good.
What's funny is 30 seconds before you brought up that scene, I was literally thinking exactly about that scene, because that is literally one of the only things I remember about Matrix Revolutions. Literally.
And then the second one, all I remember is what's her face? The French chick in it. Oh, god damn it.
Monica Bellucci?
Yes.
The part when he makes her like orgasm?
Dude.
Yes.
I was like, and I had just watched Irreversible right before watching Matrix Reloaded. So I was like, oh god, no. I had to turn away. I had to avert my eyes because I was like, no, I can't see this right now.
I have a funny story about Matrix Reloaded. So in Miami, we have a mall by the name of Sunset Place.
It was made.
What?
He said, I have a funny story about Matrix Reloaded. And I'm like, the funny story is it was made.
Yes. Other than that, there's a mall in Miami called Sunset Place, and back in the late 90s, when it opened to like the early 2000s, they had a IMAX theater. It was one of the only IMAX theaters other than like
And a Virgin Megastore.
Yes.
Oh God, I love that
So
place.
my mom, at the time when this movie came out, when Matrix Reloaded came out, I was, let me look it up, I was 12. So my mom took me to see the movie with her, because I couldn't get in, of course. And I remember at the end of the movie, it says to be continued or to be concluded or something. And I'll never forget, this guy literally stood up in the theater and said, "What the fuck?" It was so funny. I lost my shit watching that movie.
because also Sunset Place was right by the hood.
Yeah, they
So
were like, "What the
it
fuck?"
was like,
it was
dude, yeah.
so funny. But yeah,
That's actually the one. That's the one the theater that I went to when I told you that I saw the third Star Wars movie. That the guy goes, "What the fuck's a youngling?" and gets up. I was like, "Oh my God, that was the same theater."
that's hilarious. But
Apparently, there's a what the fuck guy that's hanging around.
yeah, but honestly, I like Matrix a lot, and I definitely think it deserves to be in the top 100 movies.
Definitely.
It did a lot of cool things. I think it revolutionized special effects, action films, the whole like intertwining between like, I guess, American action films and maybe like the kung fu of like an Asian film or something like that.
But not only that, like the intellectual aspect of it as well. The fact that it brought up so many conspiracy theories and brought up all these things. It's fantastic.
And honestly, it has one of the most iconic scenes in film history when he dodges the bullets. So that, and also
I mean, yeah, that became like iconic.
Yeah, and I love the scene when him and Trinity go into the, I forgot what it is, the building, and they go through the metal detector and they just take out their guns and they're like, ta, ta, ta. I love that scene. But yeah,
dude, I put that just to mess around with my surround sound and blast that thing because it sounds amazing.
Yeah, so I think it should be on the list. Lewis thinks it should be on the list. William, do you agree or disagree?
Oh, absolutely. Just for the filmmaking and the type of filmmaking alone, it deserves to be on the list. Even if people are like, well, it's a bad storyline, doesn't matter. The filmmaking aspect of this movie changed the future of filmmaking. And the iconic scenes of like even Neo just dodging the bullets is
Yeah, honestly,
how many times have that been replicated?
Honestly, definitely go watch this movie, and you don't honestly need to watch Reloaded and Revolutions. This one ends on a good note, but if you want to get the full story, watch the trilogy. But
you could also watch the Animatrix, which is awesome as well.
Yes, the Animatrix is
very good.
Yes. So we are unanimous. This should definitely be on this movie bucket list. So, all right, guys. Stay tuned after this quick little break when we come at you live, the only segment that's live in our show, with the main review of our show, which is Triple Frontier. All right, guys, welcome back for the main segment of our show, the main review, which is Triple Frontier, my pick this week.
Triple piece of shit.
Jesus. I didn't think this movie was as bad as you were saying right now in between the segments off air. You thought this was no bueno, like at all.
It's just cheesy as shit. And I was like, all right,
okay,
this is going to happen next. Obviously, it's not going to make it. All right. Let's go on. Come on. You know you're not going to make it. What is wrong with you people? Are you that stupid?
Well, okay.
I was literally screaming these things at the screen. I was like,
okay.
Oh, God, this is frustrating me.
So Triple Frontier is a Netflix original movie, right? It isn't a Netflix original?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Starring Oscar Isaac, Ben Affleck, Peter Pascal, and these two guys. The guys from I forget his name. Let me look it up. From what's that show on FX? The one with the bikers? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. So it's Charlie Hunnam and Garrett Hedlund. So basically all Jesus Christ. All five of them are basically friends from the military. They all love each other. They have this bond because they were in combat and whatnot. And they're all living their lives. They're not on active duty, and they all look kind of bored with their lives, except Oscar Isaac, because he's a police officer somewhere in Peru. And basically go ahead.
The first part of the movie is good. I wish there was more of that.
Okay, I will say this. I really liked the relationship that all 5 of them have. Like, they portray that
the fun part.
very well. All 5 of those actors portray, like, you definitely think that these people have known each other for a prolonged period of time.
Yes.
And it's really cool to see them kind of work and play off each other. Mind you, 2 of these characters are brothers, but whatever. So yeah, he gets them all together to basically go on one final mission where they're going to kill a drug lord and basically take his money for themselves. Mind you, this is illegal as shit. And they're going to become extremely rich after this. But of course, in true, I guess, heist or action movies, something goes wrong. And yeah, we'll continue watching. I guess we'll go into slight spoilers later. I don't want to say now, but...
Yeah, I mean, all right, so... Ben Affleck is Ben Affleck. That's the worst part of the goddamn movie.
I think Oscar Isaac is the best actor.
He's very afflicted with his...
Wow.
Wow.
What is that, 12 dad jokes now?
Y'all keep making fun of my accent. I'm going to keep dropping dad jokes. Screw you guys.
So, out of the 5, I think Oscar Isaac is the best actor. He portrays the best character, I guess you could say.
Out of the 5, he's the only one really acting.
No, I would. Okay, I would not go
all right.
that far. Relax with that.
Ben Affleck is trying to act his balls off, but that doesn't mean anything because he sucks.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far either. I don't think you have this utter hatred towards Ben Affleck for some odd reason, and I don't understand.
But yet he makes us suffer through Casey Affleck movies.
Casey Affleck is the good Affleck.
Okay,
It's not the good Affleck.
Casey Affleck is a fine actor. Do I think he's better than his brother? I don't know. Maybe in certain roles.
Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe in certain roles, yes, but I don't think Ben Affleck is as bad as you make him out to be. You make it out to be like Ben Affleck is like the shittiest actor in Hollywood. I'm like, relax with that, my dude. Look at Gone Girl. Look at The Town. Like, he's fine. You know? I don't...
Look at Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
My boy's wicked smart. Come on, man.
I had my spasm.
Like, I don't think it's... He's definitely the dad of the group. I guess if you want to put a role on him, you know?
He's the jackass of the group.
He definitely is. He's a shitty person. I don't think he's a shitty person. I think that, you know, at one point in the movie, he says that he feels like he's not living life. Like, if you don't put a gun in his hand, I guess if he's not in the military, he feels like his life is, like, pointless. And I think that's what happens to him throughout the film, is that he kind of gets power hungry, and the money, of course, goes to his head and all that shit. But
it's just stupid, though. It's like, all right, dude, you know you are... It's just dumb. We're going to go into some spoilers now,
Yes.
so please, if you guys really do want to watch this movie and you don't want to get it spoiled, skip ahead a couple minutes.
Can I go with the first?
wait, can you?
Can I have the first spoiler though? Can I have the first spoiler? I've been waiting for this.
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
This will forever be known as the movie where Affleck gets killed.
I actually felt...
Which, in an awesome way.
I
was
actually
yes!
It was so fucking... I'm sorry. It was so fucking predictable. It's not even funny.
Yes, it was predictable. I thought that more of them were going to die. I didn't think it was just going to be him. I actually felt super bad.
I thought that too.
I felt super bad when he died because, like, I immediately when he gets killed, I thought back to the scene when his daughter's like, "I miss you," and I'm like, "Fuck, dude." Like, that sucks.
Yeah, the moment she says that, I'm like, and that just sealed your fate.
Yeah, I'm like, that sucks, dude. Like, but
as soon as he started getting money hungry, I knew that he was gonna die.
Yeah, but he's a piece of shit. He's definitely the biggest piece of shit of the 5 of them, like hands down. I don't know, like, I just feel bad for him.
All right, so when they're transporting the money,
yes,
they're told, drop some of the weight.
He did.
How stupid can you be and take all that money? Why the fuck would you take all that money, first of all? Second of all, why don't you put it in the cargo hold where you have a crap load of space? Why are you going to put it in a net that you have to drag with you? That is the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life.
So the helicopters that they use in the movie,
mm-hmm.
are made specifically for heavy outside cargo. They're not built for inside. They're built to where they can carry a heavy amount of cargo, but they're not built inside to have a lot of cargo room.
Interesting.
Okay,
They have
but that's
done outside.
the other thing. They're told, dude, this is gonna be overweight. There's no way that we're gonna be able to carry this. Oh, it doesn't matter. We could do it. We could do it. And then the guy that's like been the most logical person. All right, fine, let's do it. It's like, dude, just throw a couple $1 million that you don't.
I don't know.
need.
Like,
You have like $200 and something million in your freaking pocket.
I understand.
Right now.
I understand that it's dumb of them to have picked up that amount of money, but honestly, if you were in that situation, I would have been like, "Holy shit, dude!" Like, try to get as much of this as possible. And I'm pretty sure they left behind millions upon millions of dollars in that house.
I wouldn't. I would have been like, okay, we filled up the truck. Let's go. Let's get the fuck out.
But
It's the stupidest thing. The movie frustrated me. It pissed me off because I was like, oh my God. It's like those scenes in the horror movies where you're like, come on, dude. Come on.
Yeah,
Are you really going to be that jackass? And yeah, they're the jackass.
One thing I liked about this movie is they actually got real training from I guess people in the army or whatever, or in the Marine, whatever the hell, like special forces. And like it comes through in the movie, like you could tell that these people have gotten like some sort of special training. Like it comes across very well done.
The best part of the movie is their chemistry together.
Yes.
Even Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
It's the best part of the movie is the chemistry that they all have together, I think.
And I think that
The thing that bothered me the most in the movie, though, is the number of bags that they're carrying keeps changing.
Yeah.
oh yeah, of
And
course.
not because they're dropping them, but like from scene to scene, they change. And then when they get to the top of the mountain and they're talking about like, oh, we're gonna have to do this by hand. There's over 100 bags. I'm like, bullshit. There's 100 bags. There is not 100 bags.
Again, I could like, whatever. It's a movie. Of course, they're gonna have to. There's gonna be some sort of like. You're gonna have, yeah, you're gonna have to put some sense of disbelief. Like it's like, there's 100 bags, but it's a fucking movie at the end of the day. So that shit doesn't bother me and it's an action movie, you know. So, but I understand your gripes with it. I do like the end is fine. Like I thought that more of them were gonna die, towards the end of the film. I'm happy that none of them did. And it's nice to see that they all give their money to, you know, the fund for Ben Affleck's like family since he got killed.
And that was the other thing. It was like, oh, really, guys? All that for nothing? And
yeah.
First of all, you end up getting one person killed and nobody has the money.
No, and Lewis,
his daughter gets the money.
Yeah, but like you could totally see it in their faces. Like they know that they have fucked up. They literally did this entire operation for nothing. You know, it's
just stupid as shit. It's like, dude, when they're leaving the money behind, I'm like, okay, just hide it somewhere. Remember the coordinates. You got a person that knows maps, knows all this stuff. Do the coordinates, keep it.
They do.
It's sudden. It's a sudden thing. Oh, they threw it in the goddamn water. Are you stupid?
No, they didn't throw it in the water. They threw it in a fucking canyon.
Yeah, but there was water at the bottom.
No, there's no water.
No, there wasn't.
There's no water. It's gonna get basically covered by snow. So at the end of the movie, the guy from Sons of Anarchy, which is Charlie Hunnam, Charlie Hunnam goes up to Oscar Isaac's character and gives him a paper with the coordinates written down of where that ravine is, so that maybe he can go back and pick up whatever amount of money that they threw into that little canyon.
But the thing is like, okay, when you get to the mountain where you get attacked, you leave the money there. You're done. You ain't gonna be able to take all that money with you. You know that already. So hide it out and then come back later on.
Honestly, it's
another thing that I thought was kind of stupid about it is like when they go into this like the quote unquote safe house to get the money and kill what's his name, like the drug lord.
Not Lorio. What is? I forgot his name.
Laveo, la something. Whatever. Like that's how much we don't care about this main bad guy.
There is no bad guy in the movie, technically. Like,
I mean, they're all
It's a
they're
heist
all their
movie.
own
Yeah,
bad guys.
it's a heist.
It's a heist
But
movie.
how quickly they just like, oh, there he is, boom, he's dead.
Yeah.
Lorea, that's the guy's name.
We just spent the first quarter of this movie
Dreading this
talking
guy.
about the setup, dreading this guy. We watched people in, the what is it, like the Mexican cops or whichever country they're in,
I think it's Peru.
Brazil.
die at the hands of his henchmen. For him to then just die by a bullet shot.
I like that scene when they're in the house, like going through it, like very tactical. I like that scene. I thought that scene was pretty cool. But the movie has its issues. It's not anything out of this world. Definitely the best thing about this movie is the relationship between all 5 of these characters. They definitely do a good job of showing the viewer that they've known each other for a long time and they know how to play off of each other very well. So
I agree. What do you give this movie?
I'd give it like a 6.5.
William?
4.
Wow.
I'll give it a 5.
5? Okay. So we're pretty much in the same ballpark. We're not too far off from each other. It's all right. So if you, want to watch this movie, Triple Frontier, it's streaming on Netflix. So stay tuned after this quick little break, and we're going to come at you with our individual reviews, which is going to be kind of different this week.
Yeah, not live.
Not live. Never. Never live. Only
Oh, we're not going live?
never live.
Nope, not live.
No. All right, guys.
Exercise in futility.
Welcome back for the final segment of our show, the individual reviews. This week, it's going to be a little different because if you haven't noticed by now, it's our 50th episode. Woo!
Yeah.
Yay, 50!
So, I love how I
Grand
say this now in the final segment of our show, but whatever. So, it's our 50th episode. So, Lewis told us off air to basically bring our favorite movie on whatever streaming platform, and that's the movie that we're all going to be reviewing individually. So, William, it's your turn, my friend.
So favorite movie that's semi-streaming on a platform because you have to rent it in order to see it, since we'll keep things fair. It's the best Disney movie ever. Fight me.
Debatable.
Whatever.
Debatable.
Your face is The Lion King.
Sorry.
Wow.
Did you just say Ma Bazinga?
No, I said
That is so not even close.
no, dude. I said ma. I don't know. I don't know how the hell I always say ma senka, like ma senka. That's how I always say
That
it.
sounds like you're doing something out of Dragon Ball Z or something.
Yeah, like Masenko, But sorry. So talk about the Lion King, bud. Come on, buddy.
By the way, Jeopardy is now streaming on Netflix.
Yes, it is.
And can we have a moment of silence for my man Alex Trebek, who has stage 4 pancreatic cancer?
We're not gonna have a moment of silence
No.
because the man is not.
No,
dead.
no,
The
not
man
a
is
moment.
fighting.
Sorry, I didn't mean a moment of silence because he's dead. Like, yo, pour one out for the homie. Hope he gets through it. That kind of stuff. Sorry, just meant in
Yeah,
that
no,
way.
definitely.
Fuck you, man.
Back, like if I cannot, and I know that people said this about Price is Right, but I cannot picture Jeopardy without Trebek.
Without Trebek,
I'm sorry.
definitely.
If Trebek has to retire or take time off, if he has to retire, they should just cancel Jeopardy. I'm sorry. There cannot be a Jeopardy.
I agree. It's like, dude, can you see? Sorry, this is kind of derailing it, but can you see the Wheel of Fortune without Vanna White or Pat Sajak? Can you?
Right?
Can you?
No.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. So don't do it. But yeah, okay. Back to the Lion King, my dude.
Back to the Lion King. Best animated movie from Disney ever. An incredible song.
Shut down.
It's basically Hamlet, but with like lions
Hamlet.
and shit.
Wow. Hamlet.
Why'd you
It is.
emphasize
It's
the
good.
ham part of it?
Because I'm fat and I'm
Because they're
hungry.
food.
I love you, bud.
If you can't beat him, join him. This is how you fight bullying.
It's like
You're not fat. You're rotund.
It's like a GI Joe
No,
PSA. Sorry.
Love you, William.
Anyway, you wait till you start reviewing and yeah. Anywho, The Lion King. What can be said about The Lion King that hasn't been said before, other than it's the best movie ever?
So I'm taking. Is it your favorite movie of all time, or is it just your favorite Disney movie of all time?
No, it's my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, wow.
Like I could sit it and watch it on repeat and never get tired of it. It's just, it's the movie itself, but also the animation, the cast. The cast is, it was in like the
music. Jesus.
The music. You got Elton John and Tim Rice that came up. That came up with the music. And I know that it was like in the whole time where you had Beauty and the Beast, you had the Little Mermaid. It was the renaissance of Disney, so like all the movies had like big name actors. But this one, you have James Earl Jones, Nathan Lane, Jeremy Irons, Matthew Broderick, Whoopi Goldberg, Rowan Atkinson. That's Mr. Bean, by the way, for those that don't know. Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yes.
You have Cheech Marin, Jim Cummings, Winnie the fucking Pooh is in this movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell me how you really feel, my dude.
It is one of the best movies ever. The songs are memorable. The sayings are memorable. The characters are memorable. There's maybe not Zazu, but
hey.
I'm sorry, did I hit a nerve?
I like Zazu.
And you have, on top of it, you have Madge Sinclair and James Earl Jones reuniting for this movie because, I hope you guys know the answer to this, but what other movie did they starred in that had them together as mom and dad?
Mom and dad, James Earl Jones, and who?
And Madge Sinclair.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on this
Robbie?
one. Lewis?
They played Eddie Murphy's parents in Coming to America.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
Exactly. And they came back together for this movie. Zazu's just like, he's a little stooge pigeon. He's like the majordomo. He's just like the annoying conscience that's like there to ruin a good time. If
what
anybody
is it with
wonders
Disney and
why,
all the birds?
I don't know.
Being the annoying ones. Have you noticed that? Same thing in Aladdin.
Yago's awesome, though.
Oh, no. Yago was not annoying. Yago was amazeball.
Yago was
Paulie
awesome,
want a cracker. Paulie want a cracker. Paulie want a cracker.
Actually, Lion King, mind you, as a child, I always thought that the scene when Mufasa gets trampled by the stampede, that scene was always terrifying to me.
Mufasa.
That scene has been on multiple lists, has been put as the number one saddest moment in Disney animated
more than Bambi?
movies, above Bambi's mom's death.
Really?
And the reason
that was traumatic. Come on, for everyone.
But the reason is Bambi's mom's death, although very traumatic, is off screen. This was the first really big moment where a parental unit dies on screen.
How about
see him die?
How about none of these compared to Fox and the Hound? Because that movie is just depressing, like 100%.
Yo, Fox and the Hound is like in a category all by itself. Fox and the Hound is just like you're having like Fox and the Hound. You just won the lottery.
Oh my god!
Found your dream girl, your dream car, your dream job, and you're going on vacation for the rest of your life. And somebody goes, "Hey, you want to have a good cry? Put this on." That's Fox and the Hound. There's no way around it.
Fox and the Hound is
just
depressing as shit, but yeah.
It's a great movie.
It is.
It's a great movie, but there's no way you can sit through that movie and not cry.
Yeah, that movie's depressing.
But with The Lion King, it was like, it was great, because even like the bad guys, you showed, be prepared. When can you name me another song where you see the bad guy coming up with the scheme with the grandeur of Scar?
Yeah, that is awesome. No, it is a fantastic movie, and
It is.
it's in my top 50, so it definitely does deserve.
And the animated, I cannot wait for the animated movie. Not the animated, the live action movie coming out this summer.
It's kind of animated.
Yeah, it kind of is.
CGI, but
that was a Freudian slip if I've ever heard one.
But it looks great already, and they haven't even shown what Scar and the hyenas look like. So I am waiting. This is just There's no other animated movie that is better than this movie, and even it's a trilogy because they made Lion King 2 and then Lion King 1.5.
Yes.
Which Lion King 2 is with his son and his daughter and Scar's son, and then Lion King 2.5 is
1.5. You mean
from the point of view of Timon and Pumbaa?
Yes.
Yeah, that was actually great.
Yeah.
Because usually when you make sequels to great movies, they kind of suck for the most part. But this was actually it wasn't like the greatest, but it was definitely even the sequels were good. So I think Aladdin is really the only other trilogy that I think was a decent trilogy for what it was. So yeah, that's my review. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. There's nothing wrong with this movie.
I agree, 10 out of 10.
I'll give it
Not even like the songs, but even like the actual musical soundtrack is just amazing. Hans Zimmer, again, at his best.
I give it an 8.
Oh, they just announced that Hans Zimmer is going to be doing the soundtrack to Dune.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Anyway, this is my time, not yours. Moving on.
Sit the fuck down.
Mic drop. But yeah, they did announce that for Dune, because when somebody does something as great as Lion King, they're gonna be like, oh, we need this little movie called Dune to make it look good, so we'll get him on board. So yeah, I'm sorry, Brandon. I cut you off. What's your?
I give it like an 8, 8.5. Like, I like The Lion King, but I'm not like whoa about it. Like, it's definitely a good movie. I just think I personally like other Disney movies more than it. So I feel like I'm gonna get destroyed by both of you right now.
Everybody has the right to be wrong. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So okay, that is my review. That is my perfect 10.
Awesome.
I believe Lewis, you are
no,
next?
I'm next.
You next.
You
next.
You. Sorry.
You the.
All right, guys. So I chose a very, very different movie than The Lion King. I'm going to be going with Watchmen, which is streaming on Netflix. So I'm very excited to hear your opinion about Watchmen, William, because you literally, every time I mention this movie, you really don't like it. And I absolutely adore this movie. So I watched this movie in high school. I was like a junior or senior in high school. I had read the graphic novel, which is written by Alan Moore, and it completely blew my mind as like a comic book, as a film. I felt like, you're very used to your cookie cutter like superhero stories, like, Spider-Man or Batman or whatnot. And then you read Watchmen and you're like, what? What am I reading? This is so different. And it's
definitely out of the ordinary. Sure.
It definitely is. It's directed by Zack Snyder, which for anyone that does not know is the director of 300 and Batman v.
Definitely the best one.
Yeah, this is definitely his best movie. He also directed Batman v Superman and all that good stuff. And it stars. Let's go down this list of actors.
Wait, you said that. Who's the director of this movie?
Zack Snyder.
Okay, I mean, I would say that 300 is one of his better movies.
Not better than this.
No, this is
much better than those.
So it stars Patrick Wilson, We got Jackie Earl Haley. We got Billy Crudup, or sorry if I butchered that last name. Malin Ackerman. We got Matthew Good, Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the comedian.
There it is.
Yeah. So basically, I just feel that I personally feel the reason I like this movie a lot is they feel human. Like the superheroes feel human. It's not other than Dr. Manhattan, but he's like on a whole nother level than they are. But
giant Smurf,
giant Smurf with a giant dick and balls as he's going through Vietnam. God,
yeah, well,
dude,
it's all CGI anyway. So.
The soundtrack is amazing.
Dude, that entire
the soundtrack to this film is just something out of the ordinary.
Entire like opening sequence as they're playing Bob Dylan.
Shit.
Oh my god. As they're playing Bob Dylan, and it's like these it's like a sequence, and then like they take a picture and everybody just stops in motion, and like they're just playing Bob Dylan in the back, and because this takes place throughout the 70s and the 80s, depending on the flashback or whatnot, or present day's the 80s, and then flashbacks like 70s and 60s, but they feel human, which you don't get in any other form of comic books. Like in DC or Marvel, maybe it's got.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Kick-Ass?
Well, okay. That's what is Kick-Ass? That's Image, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look.
Well, I mean, like it's neither DC or Marvel. You're right, but it's definitely
it's DC.
Your average Joe. Is it?
No, it's no. The publisher of Kick-Ass is Icon Comics and Image Comics.
Yeah.
Which
it's actually owned by DC.
Yeah. Is Image owned by DC? Let me see.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. So for anyone that doesn't know about comic books, we got Dark Horse, we got Image, we got DC, and we got Marvel, and some other companies here and there like Valiant and all that stuff. But that's why I like Image and Dark Horse. They tend to do things
Dark Horse is amazing.
They tend to do things that are not of the norm when it comes to superhero stories, or any story for that matter, in DC or Marvel. And that's why I like Watchmen so much. It feels different. It feels real.
It feels real?
Yeah. It feels real, other than Dr. Manhattan because he's a giant Smurf, as William said. But I actually like him a lot. Even though he's a giant Smurf, some of the...
He has humanistic traits.
Yeah, like that scene when he talks to, what's her name? To Silk Spectre 2.
Yes.
Which is his, like, girlfriend, basically. I forget, is it his girlfriend? No. Yes, right? He basically tells her, like, why do I have to save a world that I have no stake in? Like, you humans are so below me. Like, I don't understand you anymore. Like, I've transformed into this being that is just more than anything. So why should I save you people? Like, he sees how just destructive and crappy humans are, that he's like, eh. And then you come across like Rorschach, the vigilante of the group, the guy that takes, matters into its own hands. And he's honestly such a cool character.
He is my favorite character of this movie.
Like
the
scene when he's in the jail cell and he's like, you're locked in here with me. I'm like, damn.
Yes.
Honestly, it's a great movie. It shows that superheroes can be grounded, can be human. My only gripe with it is that it is a tad long. I don't particularly mind it, but I don't
at all.
I don't either, and there's actually a extended version of the film, which is over 3 hours.
Yes, it is, and that's the best one.
Yes, it's people say that the director's cut is way better than the theatrical cut of the film.
I swear they missed their mark on that because they totally should have gone with like the circumcised cut, since the blue guy's walking around with.
Oh my god.
Okay. So before I end this review, William, why don't you like this movie? Like, tell me one reason why you particularly don't enjoy this movie. Because I want to hear this.
I personally found it tedious, long. Okay, if I were to compare this movie to any other superhero movie, drum roll, I would compare this to Batman versus
Dear
Superman.
God.
What?
The amount of talking that goes on
But William,
and the little amount of action.
this is not a
that
superhero
happens.
movie. That's what I'm trying to get at. This is not, yes, they are superheroes, but it is not a superhero action movie. It's beyond that.
Funny
the
thing
thing
is,
is,
that's
it
my
was-
favorite part of the movie is the fact that they actually have character.
Yes.
Not like most superhero
Yeah.
movies that don't have any
But
character.
it was sold as one. It was
Yes,
marketed
I will.
as
I will
one.
agree with you because I remember when I went to see this movie in theaters.
By the same standards, Batman versus Superman wasn't a superhero movie either.
Jesus.
Okay, so I remember. I agree with you, William. It wasn't marketed well because I remember going to the theater to see this movie, and there were parents with their children, like little children, and there's some hardcore like sex scenes in this movie. The movie can be
Sure, it's-
very violent at times. It's definitely not a movie for children. And I remember just being in this theater and I was like, why did they bring this movie's rated R? Why are you bringing your children into this? You know, so I agree with you.
People are stupid.
It definitely is not
Same reason they went to Deadpool.
true. But I think I agree with Lewis. That's the beauty about this movie, in my opinion, is that they have character. They're human.
Exactly.
They're human.
That's what I love about this movie. This is by far my favorite comic book movie. There's nothing that compares to this.
So honestly, I give this movie a 10. This is the most faithful adaptation of anything comic book related. Like, this is like to the T, almost exactly like the comic book. And I'm actually very excited and cautiously optimistic to see what HBO brings with their Watchmen series. For anybody that doesn't know,
I am interested to see.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that they're not including Zack Snyder in it. I'm very happy about that because that man is as bad or worse than Woody Allen. Fuck that guy.
Poor guy.
But yet you watch all Woody Allen movies. What the fuck?
Why?
I don't buy them though.
I feel bad for Zack Snyder though. Recently, well, he stopped directing.
No, he's a scumbag.
No.
dude.
Whoa, chill the fuck out.
Whoa.
Chill the fuck out.
Okay.
Chill the fuck
Hang
out.
on. And if we have to edit this, we will.
Remember,
Um,
his daughter killed herself. Or
Why is he a scumbag?
He's a pedophile.
What?
I've never heard of
Based on
this,
what?
so I'm gonna take this as a grain of salt. I feel bad for him because when he was directing, he was supposed to be the director of Justice League. He had to step away from the project because, if I'm not mistaken, it was his daughter or son killed themselves. And
It was his daughter.
It was his daughter. Okay, so I was right. So I feel bad for him in that sense. Like, I've never heard anything that he's a pedophile. I've heard of, sexual assault allegations being put up against him, that he's,
From minors.
Yeah, but I mean, there's been sexual assault allegations against Casey Affleck.
Correct. I don't buy his movie.
So where's the difference?
I don't know. Again,
One's
it
a
comes
minor?
down.
Like, I'm not. Like, I before we go any
It wasn't
further,
a minor.
I think-
First of all, it wasn't a minor. Second of all, they're now I agree with you that we don't prosecute and we
Exactly.
don't go after a person if they haven't been accused, if they haven't been proven guilty of this crime. But we all know that Woody Allen is a fucking pedophile because he
Yes.
married his person. All right. Now there's a lot of allegations that are coming to light and they're getting pushed back because it was prior to the Me Too movement with Zack Snyder. And nobody's looking at that now. Look at his films. You look at his films and you see there's little innuendos throughout his films, especially Soccer Punch.
Sucker Punch.
fucking-
Yeah.
Yeah, that crap. That film, I had to turn it off. I was so disgusted with it. That is such a disgusting film.
I'll take it as a grain of salt. I've never really heard anything. I don't particularly like to say that a person is a piece of shit until proven guilty.
Again, this is my opinion on it, and there is no proven record of it. There's no conviction of Zack Snyder whatsoever. But in my opinion, I see the writing on the wall for this guy, and he's 100%
But
in my book.
okay, but I do, like I was saying earlier, I just feel bad for him because of the whole thing that happened with his daughter during Justice League. But going back to my review, it's probably the most faithful adaptation. I give it a 10. It's amazing. If you've never seen it, please go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's kind of long and it's slow. Yes, it's slow, but it's done for a reason, and just stick with it. It's a really good movie. I think so, and so does Lewis. So yeah.
Yes, I give this one a 9. How about you, William?
I give it a 9, as in, do not watch this movie.
I was waiting for the German somewhere along this line. So this movie.
Oh my god.
I would probably, I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad movie. I will give it that. It's just, maybe it's just not for me. It's just, okay. I don't know. In the words of Gladius, I was not entertained. I am not entertained. I'd give it like a 5.
Okay.
Middle of the road. Right. It's not horrible. It's not great, but a 5.
Okay. All right. So, Lewis, round out the show.
So this one is streaming on Amazon Prime. This started a franchise that is very it's very loved in my heart. I really adore every bit of this franchise, even the most recent installations of shows that have been released because of this movie. This is a 1994 film that was actually directed by the director of Independence Day and Day After Tomorrow. And I am, of course, talking of Roland Emmerich and Stargate.
Yes, which also it's on Netflix, too, if you didn't know.
Yes, it is.
Stargate is so good. I love that movie. I reviewed this movie, didn't I?
Yes,
on one of the episodes, yeah. God, I have such a good memory.
So, this movie is by far one of my favorites. I could obviously have gone with Clockwork Orange or a whole slew of other films that have been brought up before. I wanted to go with something that I haven't reviewed and haven't discussed on like a retro episode, because this definitely deserves it. Stargate is not only one of my favorite and on my top 25 of all time, it is in my top 10 shows of all time as well.
Yo, both. Speaking of shows, Farscape is coming to one of the streaming networks.
What?
I forget.
They're bringing it back?
No, not that they're bringing it back. They're gonna put the.
Yeah. It was on Netflix before.
It was on Netflix. Okay, they're bringing it back onto either Hulu or Amazon Prime.
Oh my God, yes.
So I thought of you as, because I remember having that conversation with you, and I was like, I've never seen Farscape, and you were like, I love this show. So,
yes.
Yeah, sorry.
So SG-1, Atlantis, Universe, and even the new one that came out now that it's actually only streaming on their own website is fantastic. Their Origins, sorry, I blanked out on the name. And it is really good. All the shows, they have like this kind of Egyptian mythology mixed in with science fiction. And for those of you who have never seen Stargate, this is the story of extraterrestrials that came to Earth and created humanity as we know it. They gave them the tools to build pyramids. They gave them the infrastructure, but they were also enslaved to harvest certain things. And yes.
And James Spader is so damn young in this movie.
Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he is. Dude,
and Kurt Russell, dude.
There is something creepy.
Well, Jay Davidson's in the movie, too.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what else he played?
No.
Lewis?
No.
He was actually...
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He was the surprise, quote-unquote, in The Crying Game.
Oh, I thought you were going with Avengers.
No. James Spader was in Avengers.
Yeah, isn't that what you just said?
James Spader was the voice of Ultron in Avengers. Yeah. I was talking about Jay Davidson. Jay Davidson went on to be the transsexual in
Crying Game. Yes. Sorry.
Okay. Going back to what I was saying, I always found the kid, or this is horrible to say. I think it's a boy. The person that plays
Yes,
Raw.
boy.
Is it a boy?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
It's very androgynous. That's why I'm saying. I'm sorry if that comes off as like insensitive or whatnot. I'm not trying to be. Sorry, but I always find that the Raw to be creepy, like the voice and stuff like that. As a kid, when I would watch Stargate, but I always liked it. I was like, this is super cool, but kind of like really creepy at the same time.
So it's basically goes along all that mythology, and then what we uncover is that these creatures from outer space are not just enslaving humanity, but they created a network of stargates, and these stargates are these connectors to other planets. And what happens when humanity finds that in a modern aspect? What happens when you're able to activate this stargate? And the whole story that unslews for it, that unravels from this one film is incredible. You have 10 seasons of SG1, which is so good. 7 seasons of Atlantis, 2 seasons in Universe, and then as of right now, it's continuing on 2 seasons of Origins. And this
There's also an animated show. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, that's Origins.
No, Infinity. It came out in 2002.
Oh, no, I didn't know
there's
that.
like a...
Huh.
Yeah, there you go.
That's amazing. But yeah, it captures everything that I love. It doesn't only just capture Egyptian mythology, but it captures conspiracy theories, and it also kind of goes into a lot of science fiction that is badass, especially in this movie. So if you've never seen this, for the love of God, where the hell have you been? Second of all, you got to go watch this right now. Amazon Prime, Netflix, come on.
Yeah,
you got
it's
this.
very easy to come across. It's such a great movie. I personally would prefer his other film, Independence Day. That's just my opinion, but that's not to take away from Stargate. Stargate is an incredible film. They're both.
So this is a 10 out of 10 for me, obviously.
I would give it like a 9. Stargate is an awesome movie. I give that coveted 10 to fucking to fucking Independence Day. Even though I don't remember what I gave it on the show. God knows, maybe I get it an 8, but it's a 10 in my book.
I give it a good solid 9.5.
Hey,
nice.
It's a classic. It's great. It's easy to watch whether you sit and watch it or you play it as a background.
Yeah.
It's got some iconic
music.
time. The music is just and like you guys said, it spawned 3 different series between animated and live action.
Four.
You know what I mean? So when a movie's able to do that off of what was like a standalone, because there was never follow-ups with it. There was never.
Well, yeah, there is. TV
there's
movies.
like TV movies.
TV movies. But I'm talking about like blockbuster, follow-up.
SG1 has 214 episodes.
Yes, they do.
I mean, damn, that's and the acting, the cast of SG1 wasn't exactly no-name actors either. If I'm not mistaken, MacGyver was one of them, right?
Yes, he was. And Atlantis, the other show, the other show has 100 episodes. Like, this is definitely something that, like, it's not like, oh, it spawned one season of 26 episodes. Like, no.
This was
these shows lasted for a long time, and they're very much loved. I've never personally seen. I've seen pieces of SG1 and Atlantis, but I've never seen it like fully throughout.
Atlantis and SG1 are streaming on Amazon Prime. So if you do want to watch those are also streaming on there.
Unfortunately, I look at Atlantis and SG1, and I'm like, holy shit, that's a time commitment that I don't know if I'm willing to take.
It goes by so quick, though. You don't
214 episodes is 214 episodes. That's a lot. That's 214 hours of my life. That's, I don't know, maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll go.
Atlantis started one of the most known actors now.
Who?
Jason Momoa.
Yes, it did.
One of his first roles.
Oh my god, he was in. I didn't know he was in Atlantis. That's awesome.
Yeah, he was.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was.
That's awesome. Cool. All right.
And Joe Flanagan, which he's such a nice guy, dude. Oh my god, Joe Flanagan is fucking awesome.
All right, guys. Before I do the outro, William, what is the movie? I know maybe you don't have it. Hopefully.
So I'm gonna go with a classic. Nope, I found
okay,
one.
Cool.
They don't have the one that I was hoping they would, which is like an amazing classic, unfortunately.
Okay.
But they have one of my, I think I want to say my second favorite one in the series. We're going 007.
Okay, which one?
I like it. One's like, okay, which one? And one's like, oh. I am going to go with Skyfall.
Oh, where's Skyfall streaming on?
Amazon.
It's streaming on Amazon. I tried to find Goldfinger,
Okay.
which
Skyfall's
is
not on
one
Amazon.
of my favorites. Yeah, it is. I'm looking at it right now.
Nope, it's on Amazon, but you have to rent it.
What?
There's a difference between renting and
You can
Amazon
stream
Prime.
anything and okay, then it's going to take me a second, gentlemen, because I need to find something that...
God damn it, William.
Oh, like you're so upset about it. You were sitting there grunting.
Well, because I really don't like that movie.
I do not like Skyfall. What
Fine.
the hell?
I'm going to save Bond for another time and do my homework on it.
Well,
We're
there's a
still
whole
gonna go
bunch
Amazon.
of Bond. There's a whole
Yeah,
bunch
but
of
that
Bond.
one I really don't care about all that much. The one that I'm going to go with is going to be, since they announced it today that August 2020, we're getting the third installment.
Oh my God, yes.
We're going to go ahead and watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yes.
That's streaming on Amazon for free. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Are you sure?
Be good and be excellent to each other.
Excellent. Awesome. I love that
Excellent.
movie so much. All right, guys. So thank you. Since this is our 50th episode, I'm going to do a little bit. Thank you so much for being on this journey with us. If you've been listening since the early episodes or you've been here for not that many, it doesn't matter. Thank you so much for listening to us. And hopefully you stick through this journey with us for many, many more episodes. Let's hit that 100.
Yes.
I feel like when we edit this episode, we should put like inspirational music in the background.
Nice. We hit 50.
Like Lawrence of Arabia kind of music in the background.
We hit
just not 3 hours long.
We hit 50 episodes. That's a lot, man. We've been doing this for not a year, a little bit more than a year, because for anyone that does not know, we did this show originally bi-weekly, and then we decided to do it every week. So I don't know how many episodes we've done for weekly now, but it's a lot. And
yeah, it is.
It's been a journey that I would definitely not want to take with any other two people than you guys. This has been a lot of fun. Here's to 50 more. And
well, our goal is to have more episodes than Supernatural.
There you go.
I'm not gonna go Simpsons because there's no way in world that we can go past Simpsons. By the way, Simpsons family, welcome to
Disney, motherfucker. Yep. So yeah.
So
here's to 50 more.
We want to do a special announcements as well. William, we are going to be working on a conspiracy theory podcast with William and Julio Mundo that we will be doing Hidden Truth, a conspiracy theory podcast. That will be dropping in July with the anniversary of the moon landing, because hell, fuck yeah. And also we are officially announcing Cellar Door, the journey into Tolkien's mythology, and that will be with Nisha Mulchin, Nisha M, your geek mom from Diversely Geek, and myself. And we are taking that to new heights because we are going to actually be taking that on the road as a panel circuit as well.
Oh, cool. I did not know that. See, I'm learning new things right now too.
So we are actually officially booked for Dragon Con as part of the high fantasy panel circuit. So we are going to, as of right now, have one, but probably more than that.
That is amazing. That is so amazing.
Do I get to announce mine?
Of course.
Yes.
Well, I didn't know if we're still keeping under wraps or not.
Man.
Cool. So coming soon, and I'm aiming to start in around May, June. I'm still getting all the details together, but coming soon, we're gonna have I'm gonna start a new show called, and it's a limited edition. It's gonna be like about a 12 episode show.
Limited edition. It's like a holographic Pokemon
Limited
card.
edition. Wizarding with William Phoenix, and it's going to be just in the style of the Tolkien series. I am not Englishing well right now. I'm like that excited. Okay. It is going to be a breakdown of the Wizarding world of Harry Potter, but not just the characters. It's going to talk about J.K. herself, how she came up with the characters, about the books, the transition, the houses, like everything and anything that's got to do with Harry Potter. I'm going to be bringing on. I already have a couple of real good people, like
Harry Potter nerds.
From Harry Potter or Harry Potter.
God.
Wow, I was quiet for yours, and I didn't even insult Lord of the Cock Ring. But if you want to go there, one cock to rule them all. How did I knock him out with that one before? Jesus.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna have Brandy from Simply Potter.
Oh, thanks, that's me. I'll see you on the show. No, I'm kidding. It's not me.
Brandy, not Brandon. From Simply Potter, coming on to do a few episodes, as well as Katie Ayani, she's like a super Harry Potter fan, and I'm talking super, like she knows. If you were to take the knowledge that Lewis has for Lord of the Rings, it's about 10% of the knowledge this girl has of Harry Potter. So she's going to make an incredible guest. Stay tuned. Wow. It will be a lot of fun. And we'll see what's better once again, the Harry Potter show or Lord of the Cock Ring. I'm going to use that so many times now. I'm going to use it so hard.
So if you guys enjoyed our show, remember to catch our other shows. We got Man Bites Retro, which we talked about earlier in the show. We had Doctor Who in Review. We also got Diversely Geek, our friends. And also we have John at Narcotic Casserole on YouTube. And of course, the new shows, which William and Lewis just talked about, which will be coming soon. Yes. So
Wizarding is actually going to be part of the Man Bites Retro series. So if you are already subscribed to Man Bites Retro, you are going to be getting the notifications once William starts launching the show.
Awesome.
So that will be part of the Retro series. And then the Conspiracy Theory and Tolkien, the Cellar Door, will be a different channel altogether. So once we get that channel up and running, we will announce it on the show so you can start subscribing to it as well.
So thank you, William.
Thank you very much for 50 beautiful episodes.
Thank you lovely son of a bitch. Thank you, Lewis.
Thank you, Brandon.
And
Cockray!
Harry fucker.
And thank you to all the listeners, and we hope you stay tuned for the next 50 and even more. See you guys later. I'm Brandon.
And beyond.
I am Buzz Lightyear. I'm Brandon, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of Man Bites Film.
Adult Toy Story.
Bye, guys.
Bye.